Yo, what is going on, everyone? So is this cryptocurrency Shiba Inu going to be the Dogecoin killer? Well, they definitely have some very interesting history that I want to share with you guys today. And I'm currently on CoinMarketCap right now looking at the Shiba Inu. Ticker symbol is SHIB. Now, just remember before this video starts that this is for entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice. Be sure to do your research before making any investments. And right now, Shiba Inu, its price is 0.0000179. Now, just to let you guys know, this is essentially created as a meme coin. There, at least to my knowledge, isn't really any sort of real use case. So the risk of this, you could literally lose 100% of what you put in. It's super volatile. So just putting that out there. But I didn't want to look at this because I thought it was crazy how the crypto space has pretty much went from major technology updates, crazy innovations to pretty much people making meme coins and they're worth billions of dollars overnight, right? So let's just look at some stats. Right now, we can't see the market cap. We can see the fully diluted volume. It's crazy high for something that's just started literally a few months ago, right? Which I'll show you the charts in a second. But volume literally is almost 100 mil. It probably was higher after the day before. But circulating supply is not visible. But the max supply, this is something that's absolutely madness, right? It's literally a number that I didn't even know off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure it's 1 quadrillion, I'm pretty sure, because you can see here 1 2 3 these 9 zeros, that makes it a million, then billion, and then 100 trillion, and then it's like quadrillion. I'm pretty sure if it's above a trillion just from looking at this, which is, that doesn't even make any sense in terms of the supply. But let's just ignore that stuff. Let's look at the chart really quick, because we're in a space now where people could make more money, more returns from a joke, aka literally anything that wasn't even meant to be a real project, than like legitimate projects where they've been out for like 10 years, right? So just looking at like this history right here, we're looking at it, it's like literally, it's free almost. Like I can't even explain like how cheap of a fraction of like a cent this is. And then you see this massive spike. So looking at this right now, let's look at the volume and then I'll hop over to like the actual website, because I'm sure none of you guys really have idea what this is if you're just watching this. But if you already do, I'm sure you kind of understand. But you can see like the volume. See the see where it says vol 24H, basically 24 hours. You know, we can see we have decent volume, close to like a mil, give or take, you know, a couple 100K. Then all of a sudden, Dogecoin, you know, people start talking about like alternatives, meme coins, and like look at the volume just massively go from 1 to upwards of 10 mil to literally, look at this, 83. And then if you keep going, 43, literally 433 million. And then we can keep going up, and I'll try to go to the peak. Literally $500 million of volume based off this data for this little joke meme coin. That's absolutely insane, right? And then we obviously this humongous sellout. Look at this sellout, crazy. People literally are holding the bag pretty much right now, and we have a bounce back. But basically, what is this? That's a good question. So let me show you really quick what this website looks like. Now, from a risk perspective, I would never touch this. I wouldn't even come close to this. Yes, if you were to, in my opinion, mess around with Shiba, then yeah, you'd basically be gambling. It's like at the casino, right? Where I wouldn't be surprised if, or I'd say, if you're looking into this, don't expect this is like a long-term thing where you can check this in 10 years and expect whatever your investment is still there. I honestly think this is super risky, and that you could potentially lose 100% in the next year or so, depending if this project just disappears, right? But the space has changed drastically. People have made a lot of money, that is true. And there's also a lot of people who lost a lot of money, so just keep that in mind. But let's just read their website. Let's just see. So it says decentralized meme tokens that grew into a vibrant ecosystem. And they say Shiba Swap, fun tokens, artist incubator, growing 100K plus community, and more on the horizon. So if you guys are new to the space, I'm following it for multiple years, and I've seen companies come and go. They either have some super crazy technology, or they literally are just people talking about it online and there's no use case. So I'd say this one is just, it's considered a meme coin technically based off of its origins, right? And it literally will say it is an experiment in decentralized spontaneous community building, right? So based off that line, I'm guessing this is like a community building token, I guess. I'm not really sure, but just looking at this one, there's a lot of red flags you have to consider. But obviously, I mean, if you've known this, you've been in the space for a long time, you wouldn't even touch this, right? But for people just having fun, trying to gamble money, then I'd say this is something that a lot of people already have done. And they just stayed here. This is, I'd say, if you're like been in the space for a while, anything where it says you can hold billions or trillions of a token, like that's not really good for you, because the chance of it really increasing, it's so slight. Like it's not gonna happen, right? Like if this were to hit even like a penny with this market cap, like that's absolutely monstrous, right? It wouldn't even make sense. The amount of money that have to be moved into this would just be absolutely insane, right? And then they call it the Dogecoin killer, right? So anytime you make a coin's name where it's like it's literally like a joke pretty much, then I'd say definitely understand that this is more of like fun and games. This isn't really like legitimate serious use case for the project. But again, this is a meme side. We're not really looking at that stuff anymore, it seems like, in today's world, which is cool. It's fun to see. Now again, I think it's a lot of people who are new to space, they don't understand this concept. And then in a year from now, when like half or even I'd say 99% of the projects that you see right now on the CoinMarketCap homepage, they're most likely going to be gone, right? So like, just give you guys some fun facts. A lot of these on the top 100, there's only a few that have been here for quite a bit, right? So like if I scroll down, there's a lot of new ones that are on here that were not here 4 or 5 years ago, right? So main ones, the top 10s, I mean, you can see them, but pretty much like we can see Stellar still here. We can see Tron, Monero still here, Neo still here. And there's a lot of EOS still here, IOTA, and we can see a lot of big ball players on here. But there's a lot of other ones on here that were not here before. So just keep in mind that just because it's a big company with billions in market cap, they could literally end the project, or the developers could stop working on it, and then boom, it disappears, right? But let's go back to Shiba Inu, whatever you want to call it. And here they state that they locked 50% of the total supply to Uniswap, and then the remaining was burned to Vitalik. And pretty much, apparently there's like other versions of coins they're making. So it feels like these people are just making coins for fun right now, and they're hopping on an opportunity, I guess, that's so different than, you know, something that couldn't even fathom seeing happening a couple of years back. But it seems like people just don't even care anymore. And it talks about how you can buy and all that stuff. But there's a bunch of like things here. Now there's one bonus, I'd say. There's one good thing I found on this website where it's like showcasing a cause for a charity. Now again, this could be a marketing play too, so don't get it twisted. But it seems like they're looking to, you know, you can do this like Amazon small thing where it like helps Shibas or something about rescuing Shiba Inu. So again, I don't know too much about this, but it seems like a legitimate thing on Amazon's side, where it's like helping, you know, some charity organizations and things like that. So I think that's cool. But for the actual use case, the problem it's solving, I can't answer that question. So if someone does know, like, what problem is Shiba actually solving, or like what's the use case, definitely let me know in the comments below, because to my knowledge, I don't see anything. They don't even have a white paper that I could find. So if there is a white paper, I mean, let me go check back here and let me see if there is one on CoinMarketCap. If there is, definitely let me know, because if it doesn't have a white paper showing like the tech, yeah, I don't see it anywhere here. So that's usually not a good sign. But again, this has made people millions and millions of dollars, but also a lot of people have lost a lot of money too. So again, if you understand the risk, you know that this is super, super, super high risk and you could lose everything you put in, then yeah, you know, understand what you're doing. But the other argument I can see people saying is like, oh, Dogecoin has no use case. Dogecoin's up 50 bill, right? And that's definitely true. But what people are forgetting is Dogecoin wasn't made 2 months ago, right? So like, if you can look at the chart, right, like this is the whole chart. So you can literally see the whole chart, like just like that. That's not a good sign, because it's so early stages, right? Like, imagine you made a cryptocurrency, or just even a company like a lemonade stand, and then like 2 months later you're worth $1 billion plus based off of at least the CoinMarketCap stats. Like, it just doesn't make sense, right? Now, is that possible? Of course, it's possible, but it's not likely unless something major happened, or maybe you have a connection. You know, like it makes sense to be worth $1 billion+, right? But looking at Dogecoin, I mean, Dogecoin has been out for years, years. Like back when Bitcoin, no one even cared about Bitcoin, right? And the only time we saw, even back into the 2017 phase, we did even see a decent spike until Bitcoin went absolutely nuts little here, and Bitcoin hit like 20K plus. So if you were back in this phase, even Dogecoin hit this was madness. This right here, this doesn't make much sense, right? This is just absolutely insane. But there's also another factor you have to consider is the first mover advantage, right? So essentially, in case you guys don't know, typically in business, there's a few people that they might not be the best, they might not be the most skilled, they might not have the most resources, but just because they were the first, they ended up getting that market advantage, and then they end up improving, or they simply just get that brand name and then they pretty much dominate. Right now, it's really hard to compare with Doge because there's not, it's like a meme, originally used as a meme, but it basically has its first move advantage, right? It's been out there. Most people know Dogecoin prior to this crazy like spike. Like if you ask anybody in the crypto space before this madness here, that's been in there for multiple years, and you ask them, yo, have you heard of Dogecoin? They pretty much can say they've heard of Dogecoin, right? Most people beforehand probably didn't even know what this was and why it's even here. But for someone to show like the Shiba and saying it's a Dogecoin killer, again, we don't know, right? Could it do that? I mean, that would be something. I would see that would be absolutely insane. If that were to happen, then yes, I'll make another video by then. But at least today, just looking at this token, again, a lot of people are saying crazy stuff, which yes, it could continue to increase. That's definitely the crypto space. Like this could increase if it were to happen. But just looking at the chart, let's pretend there's no logic and just literally just looking at the chart. And I mean, we can see that this price, it hit a high here. So let's just say basic support and resistance. If this were to test its high again, just from basic charts, not even looking at like what it does, that's still like 145%. Right now, looking at this high candlestick, now this could just be someone buying in. I don't know exactly. Usually, if it's like a launch on exchanges, you see like crazy prices like this because someone like put a high sell order. But let's just pretend if this were to hit this, we're looking like a 565% gain, right? So again, it's really hard to do the math on Shiba because there's no like white paper token telling you like all the crazy details of like the supply and like everything like that. But just literally looking at basic charts, and I'm just using the Shiba Inu Tether US pair with Poloniex exchange, then yes, there is potential for this to hit these resistance levels and people will make a ton of money. But there's also the chance that it could literally go and just chill, go back to low, and pretty much just do nothing for the rest of its time, right? So definitely understand that risk. This is the crypto space. A lot of things are happening and that's changing, but remember, long term, if you can't afford to lose it, then I'd say don't mess around with it. That's basically the thing. It's like only mess with stuff that you're willing to lose pretty much 100% of it, and you could care less if it goes to zero. That's usually how I look at it. And in that case, if you're cool with it going to zero, you could care less, then yeah, it doesn't really matter what happens. But this is my little take on this cryptocurrency. So definitely be sure to subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are about this token in the comments below, and then I'll see you guys in the next video.